As we count down 56 days to Expo 2020 Dubai, let's take a look at our top stories. A Treasury commits to clear Forex auction backlog. A dry weekend for Harare residents. Meet JT, the fashionista who dressed Rocky and Coffee. And in sport, ZOC engages South Africa's high-performance centers. Now, Zimbabwe says it will clear a backlog of foreign currency allocations on the foreign currency auction. Traders and businesses which have successfully won bids on the auction system are owed an estimated 200 million United States dollars. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe introduced the weekly foreign currency auction in June last year to improve business access to foreign currency. Finance Secretary George Gomatanga said the backlog will be cleared by September this year.
I think the minister, the governor, and myself were looking at this matter yesterday, and we would want to assure the market that within the next 30 to 45 days, we will clear the backlog that is there in the auction system. We know what it is, and it's very much manageable. And we will clear that backlog. And what we receive on a monthly basis is very much adequate to support the current industry growth and the current demand for foreign currency.
Now, let us hear how industry has reacted to the commitment by the Finance Secretary to deal with the backlog. Confederation of Zimbabwe Industries President Henry Ruzidzo speaks.
Confidence in the auction is obviously dependent on how quickly settlement happens. So when there are long delays like we've been experiencing, some companies may not even go to the auction because they cannot wait for a month, for 2 months, to with their working capital tied up. So it's very important that this be resolved, and I think once it's then we must not allow the same situation to obtain.
Now, Qatar Airways, the flag carrier of Qatar, landed its inaugural flight to Zimbabwe from Doha today. The award-winning airline will fly to Harare from Hamad International Airport 3 times a week, with stopovers in Lusaka. Zimbabwe expects this development to boost tourist arrivals in the country. This may be a timely boost as well to the travel sector, which is reeling from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tourism and Hospitality Industry Minister Mangaliso Ndlovu speaks.
Currently, as we are working towards recovery from COVID-19 and the coming of Qatar Airways, it is a timely boost towards our efforts with the National Tourism Recovery and Growth Strategy. This move also bolsters our image of destination Zimbabwe and accessibility. The tourism sector in Zimbabwe and the presence of Qatar Airways alludes to an improved flight connectivity, which expected to boost tourism operations as we have and they have a wide network of routes. Our primary source markets now have more access choice from their countries.
Now, Qatar Airways Vice President for Africa, Hendrik Dupreez, said the airline has plans to grow its operations in Zimbabwe.
We believe in Africa's aviation potential and will work to establish long-term partnerships here in Harare. After all, connecting people around the world is the nature of our business. And we are thrilled to have Harare as part of the Qatar Airways story, which as many of you will know and experience as most of the exciting chapters this next year as official partner and official airline to the FIFA World Cup 22 in Doha.
And staying with the transport sector, the firming of crude oil prices on the global market over the past 2 months has hit Zimbabwe. After enjoying unchanged fuel prices in the month of July, motorists in Zimbabwe now have to pay a little more for their errands. The Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority announced the new prices on Thursday. Diesel will now cost $1.33, up from $1.30, while petrol is now costing $1.37, up from $1.33. Zimbabwe is not the only country in the region which hiked fuel prices. In South Africa, petrol and diesel prices went up by 23% and 20% respectively. Botswana has also increased its prices, with petrol now costing 93 cents, up from 90 cents, and diesel now going for 92 cents, up from 89 cents in June. Zera Acting Managing Director Meshek Siakachana explains the recent adjustments in fuel prices.
Briefly, it's the increase in the international price of oil.
Harare are set to enjoy a dry weekend as the local authority will shut down the city's major water treatment plant. In a statement, Council said Morton Jeffrey Waterworks and Warren Control Waterworks will be shut today and tomorrow to allow repair works to be carried out on the two facilities. Council spokesperson Michael Chideme said residents should use water sparingly during this period.
The plant has been completely shut down to allow for repairs. These are routine repairs. We noticed during the repairs that we did in July that there was some work that needed to be done on the plant. So if we don't do that work now, it means we will be damaging some of the equipment at Morton Jeffrey and Warren Control. Hence the need to do the repairs now and save the equipment. So we expect that once we are done, then we will start pumping water to residents, and we will be giving periodic updates on our progress with regards to completion of the schedule. We have a complete shutdown of the Morton Jeffrey water treatment plant today to allow our contractor to work on some work on the plant and off the plant at Warren Control.
Moving on, employers should work towards creating breastfeeding-friendly environments for lactating employees at the workplace. This was said by Zimbabwe's Acting Minister of Health and Childcare, Professor Eamon Murira, during the official commemoration of the Breastfeeding Week, which is held from the 1st to the 7th of August every year. This year's commemorations are running under the theme, Protecting Breastfeeding, a Shared Responsibility. Now, Professor Murira said it is every Zimbabwean's duty to safeguard the gains of breastfeeding by empowering and supporting breastfeeding mothers.
As the Ministry of Health and Childcare, we now focus on the need to provide a warm chain of support or a continuum of care from the time a woman is pregnant until the child reaches 2 years. Our government has made strides to ensure that working mothers are afforded a breastfeeding hour each working day. In 2019, Parliamentary Women Caucus put forward a motion that called for support of breastfeeding women. I'm happy today because they walked the talk. And if Parliament can do it for honorable members and their employees, other institutions, both in the public and private sector, should follow suit in adopting parent-friendly workplaces.
Now, if supporting breastfeeding mothers is everyone's responsibility, can a mother breastfeed in public spaces and not offend other citizens? Now, in other countries, breastfeeding is regarded as indecent. Do Zimbabweans share this sentiment? Well, ZTN went onto the streets of Harare to find out what Zimbabweans think about this.
But at the same time, you need to have wipes so that you clean your breast and you feed your baby on a clean environment. Use a towel to cover up so that it's not public. Because these days there's also COVID. The germs, virus for COVID can also drop on your nipple and the child can get COVID through that. So we advise mothers should be people who value themselves, because the woman's breast is something that is also so special that we should also cover up. It's not for every Jack and Jew to see.
Saka ndinoona sezvange chinhu chakanaka kuti vanhu tisangoyamwisa vana pose pose, because mukufamba kwanoita mhepo yatinofema mwana anokwanisa kubatira zvirwere zviri kumazuva ano zvakawanda wanda.
Zvinenge zvakangonakawo kuti kana mafunga kuyamwisa motsvagawo nzvimbo isina vanhu vakawanda, kana maybe a park or something pekuti hapana vari padhuze vanokwanisa kuzokanganisika nekukuonai muchiyamwisa. Asi handione ngechinhu chakanaka kuyamwisa mwana pane vanhu kazhinji kacho.
Tagara iri culture yedu iyoyo, ndo muitiro wedu. Varungu havazviite nekuti nyatso yavo inhema yakafanana nemukadzi wechitema, saka havadi kufananidzwa nemadzimai echitema, ndo saka vasingazviite izvozvo. ndo chaizvo munhu ngavamwise vana vagute mukaka.
Now, the latest single from Rocky, Patati Patata, which features legendary Rumba musician Koffi Olomide and Tanzanian Rayvanny, has got people talking. American music producer Rick Rubin once said, "The best art divides the audience," and Rocky's latest track has done just that. But amidst all the hullabaloo on whether the track is a hit or miss, little, if anything, is said about the outfits that Rocky, Koffi, Rayvanny and their entourage donned during the video shoot. ZTN's Takuchi Ambakwe tracked down the person behind the outfits and filed the following report.
August 4. A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men, reads a verse from the book of Proverbs in the Bible. The scripture manifested in one young designer's life, as his deftness with needles and fabrics is causing the who's who in Zimbabwe to flock to him. Armed with his Kingsman sewing machine, JT is now making outfits for the royals in our continent. He was the brains behind the outfits worn by Rocky, Koffi Olomide and Rayvanny on the hit Patati Patata, which has been trending since its release on August 4. But it was no walk in the park, as the designer had to make over 50 outfits in just under 24 hours.
We had like 30 dancers and extras models, which were like, there were supposed to be 6 models and plus outfits for the main acts. So that was supposed to be done in under 24 hours for the video. We managed to do it. It was a very hectic time for me and the team.
He added that the project answered his long-time prayer.
So working with celebrities has opened so many doors for me, and it's actually something I've always dreamed about, to be a head designer for a certain event like this certain project like this Rocky and Koffi video. It's something that came as a surprise, but also something I hoped for. And I still hope for bigger and better things.
The young designer says Koffi was easy to work with.
All through the video shoot, he was never aggressive, he was never saying anything negative about it. He loved outfits, he appreciated my work. He actually said to me, "You are a good guy and you are very talented." So getting that from a person like Koffi Olomide, who has a record of killing it when it comes to fashion, it's something that I'm very proud of.
We also spoke with the Saints of God Clothing Company team members who burnt the midnight candle for the project.
My joker shorts, they were 30. I saw one night. Took some kamakuseni but my trousers. Raidiwa.
Koffi is one of my favorite musicians, so I was over the top. But the pressure was really hectic, working with a lot of people, trying to understand their language, because most of them don't even speak English, only the Zimbabweans spoke English. But then Koffi's people were speaking in French, and that was really tough. It was tough, but it was cool.
The main man in the song, Rocky, had this to say about the outfits.
I'd like to big up all of the Zimbabwean staff that was working with us, including Studio Art Pictures, SAP, that's one of Zimbabwe's finest, as well JT, the designer, who held us down, who held Koffi's designs down and made sure that Papa Mobimba himself could look up to the standard that he's always at, which is big, you know, which is Paris's best designs. And we have a Zimbabwean who was designing for that particular part on this video.
Designer JT established his name in the game back in 2019 when he was making beautiful African print jackets that were loved by celebrities such as Enzo Aishal. He also worked with Winky D on various projects. Takuchi Mbakwe for ZTN News.
Well, from music and fashion to beer. Well, it is one of the oldest prepared alcoholic drinks, and today is a special day to honor the brew. It's International Beer Day. And over the centuries, beer has become the third most popular drink after water and tea, respectively. Now, in some civilizations, beer was a source of both refreshment and nutrition, with the workers building the pyramids in Giza, Egypt, being given a daily ration of up to 5 liters a day. Not bad. Hopefully, ZTN will follow the pyramid bosses and ensure a good Friday for us all. However, this year, the brew that's best drunk with friends faces a solitary love affair as imbibers are encouraged to drink in safety and isolation due to the COVID-19 pandemic that has shred social events as we know them. The Drinkers Association of Zimbabwe, an organization which purports to represent drinkers, has a special message for imbibers on this day.
Yeah, as an organization, the Drinkers Association of Zimbabwe, this is a special day to us, as each year, the first week of August, we celebrate the Beer Day. So this year it's actually special to us as it coincides with the Heroes and the Defense Forces Day in Zimbabwe. So to us, it's a special day, although it is quite tricky this year considering that we're in the COVID-19 lockdown. So the commemorations will be quite different unlike the past years. But despite the COVID-19 lockdown, it still remains a special day to us, the Drinkers Association of Zimbabwe. Hence, we encourage our members to take heed of the World Health Organization and the government rules on COVID-19.
A note that I partook before the bulletin, just a little bit of a slay there. And that story taking us to regional and international news, where former South African President Jacob Zuma has been admitted to hospital outside prison for medical observation. The country's Department of Correctional Services says the move was prompted by a routine observation. Zuma is currently serving a 15-month prison sentence in KwaZulu-Natal. He was found guilty of contempt of court. And Apple has announced details of a system to find child sexual abuse material on US customers' devices. Before an image is stored onto iCloud Photos, the technology will search for matches of already known material. Apple said that if a match is found, a human reviewer will then assess and report the user to law enforcement. And the story taking us to sport, where the Zimbabwe Olympic Committee is engaging its South African counterpart on having local athletes train at the neighboring country's facilities. This was revealed by Team Zimbabwe's chef de mission at Tokyo 2020, Fred Ndlovu. He spoke to our correspondent, Chidwa Jashemanua, at the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport upon arrival from the Olympic Games yesterday.
That's great. And now looking forward, what is next for the team? What does the team need to really get to the point that they need to be, the correct training? I'm looking forward to the 2024 Olympics in Paris. What exactly do they need now?
Yeah, definitely you are aware that we've already been robbed of a year by COVID. But anyway, this is applicable to everyone else. So we need to quickly get back onto the drawing board. We need to ensure that we continue from where we left. We need to ensure that we quickly find high performance centers for our athletes. We need to make sure that we give them all the resources that they require if ever we are to mount any reasonable challenge to the world champions.
Meanwhile, Zimbabwe sprinter Ngoni Makusha received a hero's welcome from family and friends yesterday. There was singing and ululation as Makusha and the rest of the Team Zimbabwe delegation walked out of the airport. For Makusha, whose maiden Olympic appearance ended in the heat's attention, is now on the World Championships and on Paris 2024.
Right, I'm here with the man himself, our men's 100-meter sprinter, national representative Ngoni Makusha. Right, that was your first Olympic campaign. How are you feeling, Ngoni?
Well, I'm feeling great. It was really an exciting experience. I learned a lot there. Obviously, I wanted a better performance, but still I'm happy with what I was able to achieve. Being able to win my heat and just to get the feel of how it feels like to be an Olympian. Obviously, I wanted to run a personal best, but unfortunately I couldn't. But right now, we're going to work towards that in the future. We're working towards the Olympics in Paris, so hopefully by then I'll have broken a lot of my records.
And in cricket, Zimbabwe is yet to officially announce the senior men's team's tour to Ireland. This is despite Cricket Ireland's release of the tour's new schedule. According to a Cricket Ireland statement, the tour will start on August 27, with 5 T20 internationals ending on September 4. 3 Super League ODIs will follow between September 6 and 13. However, ZC is still awaiting clearance from the SRC, which could be the reason behind the delay in confirming the tour. Now we leave you with arguably the biggest question in the sports world at the moment. Where is Lionel Messi going? After the announcement that Messi is leaving Barcelona, it's interesting to know who gets the GOAT, as Messi is regarded in some circles. Or maybe you can tell us who gets Messi. Feel free to share your thoughts on our ZTN social media platforms, on Twitter at ZTN News, Instagram at ZTN. And of course, if you're in Zimbabwe, enjoy the long weekend and stay safe.